Peace.
Peace.
This is Joshua Miller Law, Mr. PhD. You're just now entering the cipher called Real2reel360. KYs.
Peace, God.
Bring that beat in, kid.
Indeed.
Peace.
Yeah. What's going on, party people? Welcome to the Real2reel360 show. Let's get it in. We do the knowledge and wisdom so you can understand. Real2reel360 shows in full command. We changing the game for how it all was taught. From bondage to freedom to an independent thought. Yo, the show is here to bring about a change for real. To lighten everyone so we all know the deal. 360 degrees is a fact. We created the show to give our love back to our communities so we can know what's going on and give them the support from knowledge to porn. So if you're ready to learn, then it's time to go. Sit back and relax and enjoy your show. Peace.
Peace to Allah's mighty 5% nation of God's nurse to all the human families of the planet Earth. We bid you a love, peace, and happiness. High salute. I am KYs, aka Kato, the Black Superhero. Welcome to another exciting episode of the Real2reel360 show. Well, we got a hot one for sure, and I can't wait for this one to get started. So without further ado, let's bring on my co-host with the most so we can get it in. Y'all know him. He don't need no introduction, but this is how we do.
Am I the meanest?
Sure enough.
Am I the baddest mofo low down around this time?
Sure enough.
But who am I?
Joshua Miller Law.
Who am I?
Joshua Miller Law.
I can't hear you.
Joshua Miller Law, Mr. PhD.
What the dealio?
Peace to all our followers, likers, and subscribers. Thank y'all for tuning in for another great episode of Real2reel360. Make sure that you go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button on the YouTube, and make sure on Facebook you go ahead and share that. Make sure that you let all your friends know that Real2reel360 is back in the building. Right. Today we have a young lady who has so much history in the game and is still making major moves. She's worked with some of the greats like B.B. King, Bobby Blue Bland, Melvin and the Blue Notes, Al Green, Willie Clayton, E.J. Johnson. This young lady is still blazing hot, still beautiful. Please bring in Miss Vickie Baker.
All right.
What's up? How you guys doing?
All right. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Welcome, Miss Baker. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm doing great. It's an honor and a privilege to have you on. Like I stated in the beginning, you have worked with a lot of powerhouse individuals in the blues and also too in soul music. Your history in music, we would like to start there, because currently you work at a school as a musical coordinator, if I'm not mistaken.
High school assistant band director.
Yes, ma'am. High school band assistant band director.
Yes.
What was it about music and instruments that motivated and inspired Miss Vickie Baker?
You know, people ask me that question all the time, and I just have a love for music because it's what I grew up with. My dad was a gospel singer, and there was always musical instruments around the house for us. You know, I'm the oldest in my family. So we used to, when I had to babysit everybody, we used to play instruments and stuff. Everybody had something that they played, and then we were like young. So, but we picked up the instruments and played our music and sang, and that's what we did. That was a norm for us. Like I said, my dad was a gospel singer, so we grew up listening to him sing, with his group, and then with the Mighty Clouds of Joy and the Violinaires and the gospel keynotes and people like that. So that's what we knew. It was norm for us. We didn't know that maybe somebody wasn't doing that. You know, that's just what we grew up doing. So I think that's where my love first came from, because that was like before I even got into school, organized school. So then in school, I of course was in the band. We started band like in the, I want to say probably third, fourth grade, uh, at Herndon High School, and been in the band ever since high school, and moving on into scholarship at Mississippi Valley State University. And then I got a scholarship at Ole Miss, the University of Mississippi, with my master's degree. So I've been in music all my life. It's just what I know, and I'm so blessed because music is a universal language. So whether I'm doing it at school, teaching kids, or whether I'm on stage, it just fits.
Now, what instrument did you start out playing with?
I play baritone horn.
Baritone horn. What
Yes.
was it? When did you started singing, transitioning from being you doing a musical instrument to sing?
Well, like I say, it's kind of all intertwined because, like, I sang in the church choir when I can remember singing as early as 4 years old, 4 or 5 years old, something like that. And even before I went on the professional level, we used to have our own groups. I know, I sent you my bio when it said that my bio said that I had a group, Champagne Plus Two,
Yes, ma'am.
and yeah, and Jade and little groups like that. But those were my own groups. So I was always, in a group, or out front singing, lead singing. Rhythm Warehouse was another group that I had. Matter of fact, I was singing with Rhythm Warehouse. We used to do casino gigs and stuff like that. And I was singing with Rhythm Warehouse when Frank and Willie interview where I didn't know I was being auditioned because they just came in and was listening to me sing. And that's when Willie asked me to, Willie Clayton and Frank Dixon asked me to go on the road with Willie. So, and that's where, and I had been doing a little background already for Ernie Johnson also in the mix. And one of my friends from Project Band, Moses Brown. So Willie was it, when he asked me to go on the road with him. I did, of course, and I did that until I released my first single, "Don't Give Me No Lip."
Right. Now, working working in the point that you were doing hotel casino gigs.
Hmm.
Nowadays, a lot of artists are looking for residencies in casinos and hotels to perform at a
Hmm.
young age. How was that experience to already achieve that? What these young artists are looking for today?
It was great, but music was different back then a little bit, I would say. All of that I just told you about was with full bands. So that's a little different now with the tracks and stuff. I sing with tracks, but I really love when I'm singing with my full band. 'Cause I take on the road like a 4-piece rhythm section, 3 background singers, and 2 horns, 2 to 3 horns. But I do the track shows also. But like I was saying, my first love is just full band like we used to do back in the day, like I was talking to you about. It feels really good to be able to do the casinos. The problem with casinos sometimes is they turn over a lot.
Hmm.
And what I mean by that is they have different, like the people that's in charge of booking the entertainment. A lot of times they turn over fast, so it's kind of hard to stay in the loop, from casino to casino. Because I was doing like not just one casino, I was doing like several. Like I would do the Horseshoe in Tunica, I would do Harrah's in Tunica, the different casinos in Shreveport and on the Mississippi Gulf Coast and in New Orleans, stuff like that.
Now,
And
currently, where you residing?
I live in Vicksburg, Mississippi.
You live in Vicksburg, Mississippi.
Yes, I live in Vicksburg, Mississippi. But
Thank
I'm
you very
from
much.
Shreveport, Louisiana.
But you live in Vic. See what it is if you notice that my brother dropped his head. Um,
Why they dropping? What's wrong?
Mississippi.
K Wise, what's
I'll
wrong?
let you speak to it, Kay.
K Speak.
Kay, don't get go. You're muted,
No,
bro. You're muted.
Yo, hold on. We got this little camaraderie going ourselves, right?
okay,
You
talk
know,
to me.
I know all about Mississippi and the artists. They got great artists. And he
Hmm.
brags so much because his family roots is also in the Mississippi, right? And we just
Hmm.
be clowning each other. So now that you told him where you are residing at, he
Uh-huh.
wants to boast, but you said you were originally from Louisiana. So
I'm a
that's why.
Louisiana girl.
There you
Yes,
go.
I am a Louisiana girl. But if you notice, I told you I went to Mississippi Valley.
Right.
I went to school with Jerry Rice for all the
Hmm.
sports fans out there. Then I went to Ole Miss, and I never moved back to Louisiana. I found a job in Vicksburg, Mississippi. So honestly, I don't have any family roots in Mississippi, but I live in Mississippi, and I have lots of friends and associates in Mississippi, and fans, of course.
It's
So
all good.
I don't think I want to get mixed up in this little thing y'all got going on. Y'all
Oh.
trying to get me in on it.
No, you see how he's pulling you in.
No way.
He's
Yeah.
pulling you in. I was quiet the
No,
whole
he's
time.
trying to pull me
There
in.
you go. There you go.
I'm a Louisiana
No.
girl. You can't pull me in.
Daryl
It won't
Simmons
work.
Daryl Simmons says hello to his good friend Vickie Baker.
Who now? Who is that?
Daryl
Daryl
Simmons.
Simmons.
Hey, Darren Simmons, what's up? He's a
Yes.
good guy. He's good people.
Yes, he's great people. Great people.
Yeah,
We
he's
had
good
him on
people.
yesterday.
Yeah.
Now, when you was with Champagne Plus Two,
Mhm.
when did that start, and who were the members in that?
Oh, Champagne Plus Two. Let me tell you how the champagne came in. When I pledged Delta Sigma Theta and Pi Beta Sigma, my line name was Champagne. So my sister Judy and my friend Brenda and we wanted to have a group, So we were trying to figure out what we need a name. We got to get a name. So I was like Champagne Plus Two. So it was kind of easy. But that's what that was. It's one of the groups that I've sang in, and like I say, I was always out front. I don't know. I just like being out front. I know it's not for everybody, but I like being on stage probably better than I like being in the studio
Mhm.
because I like people. So if I could be like in the old days, you remember how in the old days they would be in the studio and they actually brought people in the studio to watch them while they were recording.
Right.
I would love to do that because that would be like the perfect thing for me because I like people. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
Because
I
normally,
gotta laugh right
yeah.
quick. You
What?
see what Daryl said? I gotta laugh.
What
I
did
gotta
that?
pull this up. Daryl just
What
said,
did
now
I
I
say?
thought we got KY straight on yesterday about Mississippi. Now, Vickie, you know I'm your Mississippi family.
He is my Mississippi family. He is. But here again, I'm not getting into that with you guys now. Y'all
All right,
y'all
Daryl.
doing
See?
too much.
See? Daryl had to come on and say we had to say,
I
leave it
I
alone,
look.
Daryl.
I know when to hold them and when to fold them.
Now, Miss
I'm
Baker,
folding
Miss Baker,
and holding,
um,
whichever one.
now, you have a song called "Talking in Your Sleep."
Yeah.
Did you write that by yourself? Have help writing it?
I did not. I did not write that. That was actually written by Funk Dog. You guys, are you familiar with Funk Dog? They did, he produced it and he wrote the music and most of the lyrics.
Mhm.
So that was one of the songs, just like Cheating Tonight. I didn't write that one either, but I write a lot of my music, but those two I didn't write.
Okay.
No.
I want to go ahead and segue into talking in your sleep, and then want to talk about it. We come back. If you don't mind, could you introduce that?
Like talking in your sleep is guys, whatever you're doing, whoever you're doing it with, basically just want you just don't talk in your sleep. Just keep your mouth closed. Just go to bed and don't talk in your sleep. That's what this song is all about. Check it out.
Check it out. Let's go.
Hey baby, how you doing? Come on in, sit down. Let's talk for a minute. How was work? Then how was Janice? Yeah, Janice, don't look stunned. You know who I'm talking about. If I was you, before I came to bed every night, I'd say a prayer. Cause I'm telling you, about to get real up in here. We already went through this, and I need you to know that I ain't going through it no more. It's over. There's no one to blame. I heard you call out her name. You told me she was history. Well, that's the lie you're telling me. Well, I didn't need no help. You told it all on yourself. That I should have known that it was still going on. Ooh, because you talk in your sleep, telling all the secrets you keep, the lying and the run in the street. You tell the truth when you talk in your sleep. Now wait a minute, why you playing these games? Your lies are all sounding the same, telling me that you're willing to change. Miss me with that, cause your stories are lame. Just like the last time, you didn't think I'd find out, but you let that mess run out your mouth. You must think I can't do better than you. It don't matter, cause I'm leaving you. I can show you, but I can tell you. Oh, because you talk in your sleep, telling all the secrets you keep, lying, the lying and the run in the street. You tell the truth when you talk in your sleep. No sense in begging me now. Your slick ways got your foot out. Don't wanna hear what's coming out of your mouth. Let me tell you how I found out. You should have had a clue. I can do much better than you. Go on and be with who you're dreaming about. Pack your bags, get the hell out of my house. Ooh, because you talk in your sleep, telling all the secrets you keep, telling lies, and the run in the street. You tell the truth when you talk in your sleep, Now ain't no way in hell I'ma continue to let you lay beside me without that Douglas. I told you I should have put first time. No, you smart, I'm the fool. But I tell you what, it's over now. You can get your no job having Harry back up out my house. Leave the keys, buddy, leave the keys. Cause Vickie Baker bought that truck. And you can go over there where there's no weed having big teeth chick that you want. I'm too much for you. I don't blame you. I wouldn't want me neither. Everybody can't handle me. Now deal with that. Every single time I tell you something, you do the opposite. Get out my house. Leave all my leave my hat, my coat. Get out. What? I know you ain't taking them shirts. Take what you came in here with. Face it. Get out. I mean that. Get out. I'm tired. Get out.
Wow. That right there sound like a rebuttal to Orange Juice Jones.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah. That's exactly what it is. How did you know?
He said, leave your hair.
That's exactly what it is. Yes, it is.
Yes, a rebuttal to Orange Juice Jones. You hear
It
me?
is.
Because
It is.
when it came on, I was like, uh-oh,
I feel like, yeah.
It feel like,
It was
and then
there.
it was right there. It was right
Uh-huh.
there.
There it is. There it is.
Wait a
Daryl,
minute. Where's the tag on the head though? I want to know, was it receding that bad that you had to take it back?
I like the hairy back part. What about that?
yeah,
Y'all like
I was
That's
just gonna say something about the hairy
that?
back. Like
I'm thinking about Steve Harvey with the two.
my thing was you could take your hairy back. I said hairy
Yeah.
back.
And hey, and that's the clean version.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the clean version. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It's a good
Daryl,
song though. It's a good song.
it was a great song, great
Yeah, it
vibe,
is.
everything. Daryl Simmons says you has a good music for years.
Yeah.
He is a seasoned vocalist, entertainer. Whenever you're able to see it live, you
Oh.
better take advantage of that opportunity.
Oh, thank you, Dale. Appreciate that.
Now
He's just saying that because he's trying to recover from that Mississippi stuff, but that's all right. I got love for you, Daryl. Don't worry about it.
No, hey, you telling the truth this time. Telling the truth. Because I'm serious. And you know what? He's right. I am a seasoned artist, and I can say that. I used to wouldn't say that because people think you brag, but I know I spend too much time and money and put into my music. So I don't just do nothing in the studio, and especially on stage either. I put it out there. I told you I carry horns and stuff too.
Right.
So I'm a band director. So I want to hear horns. I don't want my music to be the way it's supposed to be. And I put a lot of time and effort into that. So he's right.
Now, when you look back over your career and you look and think about some of the great individuals that you have worked with, how was it opening up for Al Green and Hal Melvin?
Man, it was, and like on Hal Melvin, it was kind of, now Hal Melvin, we were on the show together, but I didn't really realize that we were going to get to meet them and all that stuff like we did. That show was in Shreveport, Louisiana, and their plane was late. So I had to kind of take up some of their slack because they were right after me. So I had to take up some of their slack until they got ready because, the plane was late and they had to get ready and all that stuff. And the way he thanked me from the stage and, just talk to the people about me. And, it was great. It was great. I was glad to be able to put him on my my resume. And it was great.
Now, listening to your music, we can't say that you're an actual blues artist because you're a soul artist. You're a musician.
I am.
And with all of that history that you have, what is the experience that you've had over your career that sticks out the most?
Oh, a lot of them. I mean, well, I'm just gonna give you two, for example. Opening up for BB King. I mean, that was the ultimate for me. And I remember the first time I opened up for him, it was at Mississippi Valley, where I went to college. So just going back home to be able to do that at home, that was important and just in itself, you know what I'm saying? But then we did like interviews and stuff for the radio and for the TV stations and stuff. And so we were up doing this interview, and the lady asked BB King what was one of the highlights of his, trip back home to Mississippi. And he was saying, I love coming back home to Mississippi because I get to have people like this young lady open up for me and to be on stage with me and all that stuff. So that was the very first time. So then every time after, we just, talked, became friends more and more, So I like that kind of stuff. When you can see people for who they really are. A lot of times people think when they see you on stage, they think you're untouchable. I guess I'll say that. But BB's not, and I'm surely not. because I love interacting with my fans and talking to everybody. And that's one of the things I enjoyed about him. You know, he would give props to everybody that was on the stage with him, even though he didn't have to. So that was one of my great fond memories. And the other one was this happened in Shreveport again. One of my favorite artists. Well, I have several. They're in no particular order, but it would be Millie Jackson, Gladys Knight, Denise LaSalle.
Mhm.
So I'll never forget the night where Garland Jones, that was the promoter, he brought Millie Jackson and Vickie Baker to Shreveport, just the two of us. And at that time, I probably had only maybe one, maybe two CDs. I don't even know if I had two CDs out. So this was early in my career. And I've done, I do several of her songs on my show. Like at that time, I was doing like All the Way Lover and probably some other stuff that she sang. And I went for first, of course, because I'm the new kid on the block. But I could see her in the back of the room in her robe, just standing in the door. She listened to probably most of my show before she went back to get dressed. And I thought that was neat. And then afterwards, of course, we talked and we've been on several other things together. And I'll say, "You remember me?" And she'll say, "Girl, how can I not remember you? You know, you are bad." You know how Millie is. You know, I can't say that on the air. Yeah, but that's probably two things I really remember. You know, BB King, Millie Jackson, and of course Denise. Those people like
Now,
that.
with all that being said, from you growing and seeing the different changes in the style of music and coming along, who who would you say that, like, say, when you come home and you turn on the radio, who do you listen to, as far as in today's time? Let's say, who would you listen to?
My females would be you mean any genre?
Any genre,
You know,
any genre.
because I listen to all sorts of stuff,
Hmm.
So my females would be Gladys. I can, if Gladys sang it, I can sing it. I mean, because I open up with a lot of her stuff. When I want to do my cover tunes, I'm gonna sing some Gladys. I'm gonna sing some Tina. I'm gonna sing some Etta James. So those kind of people. Denise LaSalle, of course. And I just received the Denise LaSalle Lifetime Achievement Award for Music of Excellence at the
Congratulations.
Just Blues Music. Yeah, so I was really proud of that. But yeah, I listened to Lil Dorothy Moore, some Bonnie Raitt,
Hmm.
people like that. And my go-to guys probably would be Barry White, Isaac, the Isley Brothers, people like that.
Hmm.
It really depends on what kind of mood I'm in. What kind of
Now,
mood I'm in. But you can't pretty much miss me with music. I like all of it, really.
now, working with the greats that you worked with, what was the messages that they were giving you as a young artist coming into the business that you kept for yourself?
I mean, I was just telling Denise's daughter, I met her at the Jazz Blues. And she was asking me, did I ever talk to her mom and stuff like that? And I was telling her that when I first came out as a new artist, I went to a show in Meridian. It was Denise LaSalle, Shirley Brown, and Jay Blackfoot.
Hmm.
And I said to Denise, Miss LaSalle, I'm a new artist. My name is Vickie Baker. This is probably 1997, 1998. I said, could you give me any advice being a female artist and coming into this business? And she just would always say, keep it business. She says it's a little hard sometimes for females because it's just a little hard for females, if you know what I mean. So she said, just keep everything business, and you won't go wrong. Just keep it on a business level, even with your band and your the promoters that you deal with, the DJs. Keep it on a business level, and then you won't have to ever apologize for anything. So that's pretty much what I do. I try to keep it business.
Hmm.
And I thought that was very good advice.
Now, being that you have seen the music industry transition from working with the bands and things like that, um, what part of music that keeps inspiring you to record?
What part of the music inspires me? Well, honestly, like I said, when I first hit the scene in music in the 90s, late 90s, everything was band. If somebody called you for a show, you knew it was strictly band. You didn't have to say, is this a band show? Is this a track show? So I'm really keeping hope alive that we will segue back to that, because I think I just like it like that, because I hate it for musicians too. It's hard on musicians because they're being replaced by a track show and stuff like that. I think it'll be easy on everybody, even the fans, because the fans like to hear live music too. You just can be more comfortable with it. So I'm hoping that one day we can get back to that. Sometimes I tell people in interviews that I wish I was like 20 years older, so that I could have been on stage with like the greats, like the Etta James and the people like that. Because it would just seem like to me the music was a little bit more real then. It was more, you didn't have as many people doing it. The people that did it, the music, they were genuine about it. I guess let me say this. Nowadays, you have a lot of people that have studios in their houses and stuff like that, and you have a lot of people singing. I just believe in this. Everybody not meant to be a nurse. I can't be a nurse because I don't want to fool with blood and all that.
Right.
I feel the same way. Well, everybody can't be a teacher. I'm a teacher. You got to have, patience to deal with the kids, administration, parents. Everybody can't do it. I don't feel like everybody can do music. That's me. And so I just think people stay in their lane a little bit better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's probably the best way I know to say it without,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah.
I understand. Shout out to
You get
Sister
me.
Kim. Peace to our Sister Kim. Now,
Yeah.
Miss Baker, being that you do come from that generation where it was live music and you
Mm.
was able to feel the energy and transfer the energy from the crowd to the stage, have you ever thought about doing a live show recording
My
and putting that
brother
out?
gets on me all the time about that, doing a live show. Yeah, I really have thought about it. I I I, I want to do something like spend an evening with Vickie and friends or something like that. Do a live show. I really do. My brother's Luster Baker, by the way. I don't know if you're familiar with him.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, yeah, that's my brother. When I say my brother, that's what I'm talking about, Luster. And he's been on me for years now to do a live CD, a live show. Record a live show, and I think it's coming. It's gonna come. I just gotta get that right time and the right, But I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Now, can you give me your feeling and your different experiences with a live band and with the track show? What's the difference for you?
The difference is if I'm doing a live band show and I'm singing my music and I'm feeling my audience the whole time I'm singing. That's what I tell people, when you out front on stage, there's a lot of stuff that your mind is on. There's a lot of stuff that you're doing. You're trying to feel your audience through, you're trying to see what's working, what's not working. And if you find something that's clicking, you can stay there a minute. I can bring the band down, I can stay there a minute. You know what I'm saying?
That's
I could
right.
speak on it like the old people say, I could speak on it a minute. But when you're doing a track show, you got to keep it running because the track go only do what it does, and then you can't, you know. But on a live, I mean, when you have a live band,
You can get
and then
funky with
also
it.
you can take your time with it, and then also you can highlight your people.
Mm-hmm.
Let your people get highlighted too. Because I remember back in the day when we were going to see the greats like Tyrone Davis, for instance. Now we like Tyrone Davis, don't get me wrong, but his band was excellent too. You know what I'm saying? So we looking at the trombones and the seeing what Hollywood doing on the guitar, and you know all the guys, and so I think all that matters. All that brings in, all that is why you have a good show. You know, because everybody not coming, they come to see you, but they want to see other things too, other aspects of the show, other than just you. Because like I have 3 background singers. Okay, my sister Judy, her daughter, my niece Tambria, and my goddaughter Nikita. Because that's a whole nother look. You know what I'm saying? Everybody might not be there to see me. Somebody may want to see them and watch them dance or do whatever. So yeah, it's just more things to look at and more people to hear and more people to get paid, because I feel sorry for the musicians sometimes, because like I say, they're sitting at home a lot when they could be working, but you know, you don't need them when you're doing a track show.
Right.
Yeah, and they have families to feed too.
Now you have a song with your brother.
Mm-hmm.
How did that song come about?
It's funny you would ask that. I had a show in Dallas, and my brother at the time was living in Shreveport. So he called me and said, Vickie, I got a song for you. I said, I'm not at home. I'm coming out of Dallas. You know, I had the show in Dallas. He said, I know. He said, but I'm getting ready to email it to you. I want you to listen to it. And so he emailed me the song, and he had done a verse so that I could kind of get a feel of, you know, how he wanted the melodic line to go. So I listened to it coming down I-20, heading I-20 East, headed home. And I called him back and I said, I love it. I love the song. It's talking about Southern girls. And I love it. I say, but I'll do it, but only if you leave your verse on there. He said, I didn't want to sing on it. I was just singing that so you could know how I wanted it to go. I said, yeah, I know that, but I think it should be a duet. I'm feeling a duet. So he agreed to it, and that's how we came up with Southern Girl.
Okay, let's go ahead on into Southern Girl by Miss Vickie Baker and Mr. Lester Baker.
Born and raised in Louisiana, on the dirty side. Known for our good cooking, big booty lady, looking so fine. They keep their hair done, feet done, nail done. Ooh, so they can get time. Southern girls, stay ready. Just in case it's going down. Southern girl, ooh, ain't nothing like a Southern girl. From the way she flops her nails and the way she smells, ain't nothing like a Southern girl. Ain't nothing like a Southern girl. Southern girl, baby, baby. Ain't nothing like a Southern girl. From the way she wears her feet, she got sex appeal. Ain't nothing like a Southern girl. Ain't nothing like a Southern girl.
I'm a Southern girl, boy, I've got a different way. I'll turn you out. You better come with me, gotta stay ready to do your thing. Don't get tired, we're gonna make love all night. If you want it from the front, I'll give it to you. If you're laying on your back, I'll gladly ride. Cause I'm a Southern girl, I'll give it to you. Any way you want it, any way you like. Cause I'm a Southern girl, ooh, I'll give it
From the way she floss her nails and the way she smells.
Ain't nothing like a southern girl.
Ain't nothing like a southern girl.
Ain't nothing like a southern girl. Ain't nothing like ain't nothing like a southern girl. Ain't nothing like a southern girl. Ain't nothing like a southern girl. Ooh, I'm a southern girl. Any way you want it, ooh, any way you like.
From the way she floss her nails and the way she smells.
Ain't nothing like a southern girl.
Ain't nothing like a southern girl.
Southern girl.
Baby,
I'll give it to ya. Any
ain't
way
nothing
you
like a
want
southern
it,
girl.
ooh, any way you like.
From the way she wear her heels,
That's right.
sex appeal.
Ain't nothing like a southern girl.
Ain't nothing like a southern girl.
Ain't nothing like a southern girl. Ain't nothing like a southern girl. It ain't nothing like a southern girl. Like a southern girl.
Now, Miss Baker, Daryl simply
Yes.
wants to do. Are you signed to a label? Or are you an independent artist?
No, at the moment I'm an independent artist.
And he wants to know why you chose independence over being on a label.
He wants to know why.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I used to be on a label. Like I was when my first CD came out, I was on Paula Records out of Shreveport. Um, I did like my first "Don't Give Me No Lip" CD, and then they kind of went out of business on parts of their label. And my next two I did on my own label, and I've just found out that I like to have creativity, choice of my things that I want to do. Um, and I've just not really had good luck with a label, and hadn't changed it up so far. But I'm not having a closed mind on it. But it's just been what's been working for me so far. Being able to do what I want to do. Music wise, because I'm not gonna just put out any kind of music. Uh, so I just figured, if I'm on my own label, then I can pick and choose what I do and not do.
Now, Miss
So,
Baker, you worked on your recent single that's out right now with Omar Cunningham, "Go to Southern
mhm.
Soul." How was working with Omar, and how was coming up with the creativity for the new single?
Oh, Omar was great. He called me about coming down to do the. So he called me and said he had a song for me, and he needed me to come. He wanted me to record it in his studio, so I drove down to his studio and recorded it. And we, I was prepared when I got there. He had sent me the music and everything, and we did all that. And he, he's just a professional. You can tell he's a professional because in the studio, that's what it was. It's very, very professional in the studio. And he produced it. So of course he told me what he wanted, and that's fine. Uh, and we didn't have any problems. It didn't take that long to do. I ended up doing some background stuff on it also, and I think we're gonna end up doing some more business together because he was very, very professional.
Right. Um,
Yes,
Working with Omar, and speaking with Omar, and having like a quasi relationship with him. He's very professional. He wears very
yes,
different hats when it comes down to music and the genre in whole. Now,
yes,
him being able to step outside of himself and write for a woman and a woman's point of view uh, is amazing to me.
It is. Yeah, it is. 'Cause, he's done that a lot, of
Right.
course. 'Cause, he wrote, some other stuff, a lot of, good songs. Like for the Karen Wolf, he wrote Man Enough to Leave,
Yeah.
Woman Enough to Let You Go, and stuff like that. Yeah. And I know he's written some other stuff. That's where, some people just talented like that and they just can, they can do it. You just come
Yeah.
out and
When I listened to the song Cheating, I said, whoa, that song right there. I, I really can't even put words to it. The listeners have to hear it and understand how that song is amazing because
yeah,
it's talking about how women can cheat and get right back and you would never know it. Like it hits a lot of points. So
you didn't know that.
I I didn't want to acknowledge it. But
You
now
didn't want to acknowledge it. It's okay.
no man wants to acknowledge the fact that that could happen to him.
Right.
So let's being honest. Now, big
Yeah.
bro, let's get to it.
Mhm.
The new single.
Here we go.
I wrote this. For years I've been a good woman, a lady. For the last month or so, we've been acting crazy. I ain't never looked at another man, but I guarantee what you won't do, another can. Hey, I know I'm wrong, I know it ain't right, but I feel like cheating tonight. I can't help it, I feel like cheating tonight. One more thing, I could do it and get back. He'll never know the skills I got. Plenty time to get back home, help with homework, and still have his dinner hot. Cry about a man, that's something you'll never see. Oh, you can cheat, but you can't cheat better than me. Hey, I know I'm wrong, I know it ain't right, but I feel like cheating tonight. I can't help it, I feel like cheating tonight. One more thing, I do everything. Lord, I don't understand this man. Sometimes he's good, treat me right, but then on the other hand, he ain't perfect. I'm trying to work with him. I don't understand why one woman just ain't enough for them. Hey, I know I'm wrong, I know it ain't right, but I feel like cheating tonight. I can't help it, I feel like cheating tonight. I feel like I feel like cheating tonight. Cheating tonight. I feel like cheating tonight.
Drop it like it's hot.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Drop it like it's hot. That's something that no man likes to hear and want to hear. That can happen. I don't the mute. Why is it on?
This host.
Mr.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, got it. Yes, Mr.
No,
John Nelson. It says go on, Vickie Baker.
that's my boss.
That's your boss right there.
Yeah, he's a headband director. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
And the HRT coach, which is our sister Lynn Myers, who will be on
Yes,
tomorrow.
Okay.
And but when it comes down to working with your music,
Huh?
and picking and choosing the songs, how very particular you are about the message that you want to put out.
Very particular. Very particular. Cause it matters. Messages matter, and that's one of the reasons I pull away from Paula a little bit too, because they wanted me to sing about some content that I didn't really want to sing about,
Mhm.
and I got to do this stuff on stage. I have to perform the songs, so I want to do things that I'm sincere about and stuff like that. You know, it's
Now,
very important. Message is very important.
Ms. Baker, knowing that you have forged a way and opened some doors for a lot of these young artists that are coming up today, what are some of the messages that you can give some of these young women who are just starting in the business and trying their best to make it happen?
Well, I'm one thing I would give them is the same message that Denise gave me. Keep it business, stay business with it, because one thing about it is very easy to mess the game up.
Mhm.
And when you make decisions, some people think when you make decisions that it doesn't affect everybody else, but it really does.
Mhm.
So I would say keep it business. Um, you want it to be all about your music, not about what you wearing or not wearing
Mhm.
or and stuff like that. Because just be tasteful with whatever you do, and let it be about your music and not about other things. Because that's really what's gonna last forever. Your music.
Mhm.
All this other stuff gonna come and go. You know, your body. Your body. You don't have to do all that. Just let it be about your music and be genuine about it, and it'll come.
Miss Baker, I know we're coming to the end of the show, but I know that I want to thank you for the contribution that you have made over the years when it came down to the music, um, being a pillar of women and female success when it comes down to the music, and want to thank you for the messages that you have been delivering and what you're
Thank you.
currently still doing for the youth in the schools and also
Thank
too
you.
in your community. Salute
Thank
you
you. I
for all of
appreciate
that.
it.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
And want give you opportunity to shout out any individuals, let people know where they can see you, where they can get your music at.
Okay, you can get my music on all the outlets, the Amazon Music, and I have a Pandora station, and all of that. And I want to shout out to Omar and thank him for writing this hit for me. I really, really appreciate it. I want to shout out to my brother Luster Baker for writing my music for years and years and years, bringing me to this point. I really appreciate him for doing that, and the rest of my family for being, traveling this road for me being on stage. My sister Judy background, and Tambria, my niece, Nikita, my goddaughter, for being on these highways with me. I really appreciate that. My whole family, thank you so much. my colleagues at work. I want to thank you. I want to thank my students because believe it or not, they get into my music. They really do. You know, they love it, and they try to support me. All my fans, thank you so much. Whether you're in Louisiana, Mississippi, Texas, Alabama, wherever, Georgia, I want to thank my fans, and I want to reach back and I want to say thanks to this young man. He's gone but never forgotten, Mr. Harrison Calloway, for writing a lot of my music and helping to, you know, get me to this point and everything. I'm sure I missed somebody. I want to thank my band that travels with me. Thank my my assistant Janice that goes on the road with me and make sure I'm straight with all my stuff, and my bodyguard Marquise. Thanks for hanging with me, and my whole band and everybody. If I miss you, hey, chalk it up to my age. I love everybody, and I want to thank everybody for hanging with me, and thank you guys for bringing me on tonight.
It's a pleasure.
Our pleasure.
Yes, it was real. We had a good time, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely.
Yes, ma'am. Enjoy.
You asked me everything you need to ask me.
No, I think there's some more I left on the table, but
Yeah.
we can definitely bring you back for that.
Yeah, you can, and I'm hoping soon you'll see a video. Maybe I'm feeling a video. You feeling a video for that cheating tonight?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, Mr. Frank Dixon. I want to thank him for supporting me, and everybody. Thanks for supporting me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. Miss Baker, could you hang out for like 2 minutes after the show so we could talk for a little bit? And
Sure.
Big bro, you know what time it is.
Absolutely. Once again, we want to thank everybody for tuning in to the Real2reel360 show. And to all our fans and followers, continue to subscribe, support, and share alike. And to our special guest host for this evening, Ms. Vickie Baker, we thank you. You don't have a home away from home. You have a home right here on Real2reel360. So if there's anything that we can do for you at any given time, please don't hesitate to call on us because we will answer the call. All right.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Also, too, I want to let you know, Miss Baker, that your music will be on our radio station, which is Live 365, the Real2reel360. This interview will be on Live 365 PSOU 88.3 out of Columbus, Ohio. This will be replayed then as well. So we want to thank you for coming on.
Thank you. Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
All right. All right, everybody. We out of here like last year. We'll see y'all later. Peace.
Deuce.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, we starting to come to the end of the show. Right now, I want to take the time out and thank our guests for coming on. Also, too, we want to make sure that y'all listening and subscribing, and tell a friend and keep sharing, because we're going to keep bringing y'all the real content. You know what I mean? So, DJ K-Wise, my brother, take us up out of here, son. Peace.
I want to give a big shout out to the nation of gods and nurses, to all the human families on the planet Earth. I say peace. But to our subscribers, those who continue to watch and listen to the show each and every time we come on, I give a big shout out of love, peace, and happiness to you. To please the man, woman, and child of the you and I verse. It's time for us to disperse. We bring the best, not the worst. We thank you once again for tuning in to the Real 360. Bring a friend to hit that like and subscribe so we continue to grow, to bring more knowledge and wisdom to you. Upon our show, you make it possible for us to do what we do. Now it's